Thursday, December 6th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you. The rain from yesterday that we had across the region is gone. I'll show you the rainfall distribution from yesterday here in just a second. As expected, it was not a very impressive rain event. Now you look up into the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region, there's some light precipitation, some rain, some snow in the northern fringes of this precipitation area, but that is with a cold front that in the short term here, for the next few days, will stall out before it makes it into our area. Now again, yesterday there's your distribution of rainfall, and some folks missed out on the rain altogether, and at most you had a quarter inch, and that was certainly not the rule. Most areas, if you did see rain, had way less than that. Now it's cooler this morning, down to 39 in Greensboro, 49 in Charlotte, 41 in Raleigh, down to 28 in Boone. That chillier weather returning to the region today. We're going to have northeast flow today, so that cool air you see in the northeast and the mid-Atlantic will be building down in our direction. Highs yesterday, again, it was 60s in most spots as that front was moving through, but it's going to be a significant amount cooler today. So here's our setup. We've had that front move through. It's now kind of stalled out off to our south, and that's where it'll stay. High pressure for the time being building down from the north, and that's pushing that cooler air into place. And so for us, that's going to mean sort of a partly sunny to mostly cloudy type of sky today. More sun the further north you go, the further up toward I-40 and then the Virginia border you get, the more sun you should see today. And then the clouds build in tonight, and a lot of us are probably looking at a good amount of cloud cover as our Friday unfolds. Still relatively cool with some 50s for highs tomorrow. So here's what it looks like on Stormcast. You can see this afternoon a good bit cooler than where we have been over the past several days. And then low temperatures tonight, upper 30s and low 40s around the region. All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the modeling. And there's a lot to talk about here. Here's the European upper air chart for today. So there's your 500 millibar chart for today, and really kind of a quiet weather day where we await our next storm system to move on in. Now, as we get into the weekend and early next work week, this is Monday. Again, this is the European model, and you can see on Monday, pretty good trough there with the nation's midsection working its way eastward. And by the time you get out further in time, out to Thursday of next week, you have this kind of positive tilt trough scenario where you have some energy that's kind of diving into the western parts of the country. A lot of really cold air across the northern tier states, and impulses shooting across the southern side of this pattern. And all the way out toward the end. Computer acting up this morning, but all right, let's continue on here. There's a look at the operational European, the northern hemisphere view. Now this is out this weekend, and you see the beginnings of this ridge developing up toward Alaska, replacing that Alaskan vortex. Now you get out further in time. This is Tuesday evening of next week. Couple of features to note, and again, we switched over to the GFS here to show you what's going on it as we get into next week. Again, the ridging developing up toward Alaska here, and also notice this ridging near the eastern side of Greenland and further east from there. All right, we go further out in time, back to the European. This is 240 hours on the European, and still no sign of that Alaskan vortex returning. That's the end of the operational European run. And let's see, onto the GFS, even further out in time. This is the GFS operational, way out of the 18th of December, and it's very interesting. You know that ridging I showed you a moment ago developing near Greenland, it kind of develops into this retrograding block scenario, which traps a lot of cold air underneath that there into our side of the hemisphere. Let's see. And one more chart here for you, see if I want to show you. All right, this was 180 hours in the European. All right, these things got shuffled up out of order with the computer issues, but all right, there's the European ensemble at 180 hours. And you notice the ensemble here, which a lot of times is your best tool when you get further out into the medium range, but the ensemble mean has this ridging developing up toward eastern Greenland, and also up into the general direction of Alaska. Now, this is kind of an east-based NAO scenario. If you want the cold air to lock into the southeast and the eastern U.S., you need that ridging further to the west. But as that stands, that's sort of an interesting pattern. Certainly continues to indicate in the medium range a more active storm track with storm systems, and that is definitely something we have not seen a lot of recently. Let me show you on the GFS day by day. There's today the cool air wedging in from the north. We go out to Friday. Still a lot of clouds around the region, still relatively cool, but a mild weekend's on the way. Saturday, upper 60s, maybe some low 70s, and probably rather by Sunday, a lot of us topping 70 for high temperatures. But here comes that first cold front on Monday. Looks like a pretty good round of some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms later Monday and Monday night. And then a lot of sunshine builds in behind that, if not by Tuesday, certainly by Wednesday. The timing's a little quicker on the GFS, but there's Tuesday, there's let's see, well, again, these things have gotten out of order for me, but it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday, a lot of sunshine. And then watch on the GFS here. Here we go, Thursday, one storm system moving through. The following Tuesday, another system moving through. And then at the very end of the 0Z GFS, another system was taking shape in the weekend before Christmas. So the GFS, and to some extent the European, are definitely indicating a more active storm track with more precipitation opportunities. And again, if the pattern unfolds like the GFS is indicating, this is, and the European too, this is a lot of really, really cold air across the northern tier states. And if you're looking for winter weather here in the upper southeast, all it would take is this cold air bleeding far enough south that you catch some winter precip on the northern fringes of one of these precip shields. Again, I would especially feel more confident about that possibility in the Virginias and on northward, but if you get wedging or something to that extent east of the mountains in the right time, then who knows? We'll see. Certainly more active pattern. There's plenty of cold air in northern parts of the country, so we'll see how the pattern unfolds a little bit later in December. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.